welcome back to Switch to Linux. So today we're just going to do a kind of a short video. I'm like an hour and a half behind my schedule. There's so many weird things have been happening starting this afternoon. As you know, I was walking back from my writing session. I found an iPhone in the park, and so I wanted to figure out if I could find the owner and reconnect them to their device, and I was able to do that. So that was good. And then I wanted to come back and do a different video, but it just turned out it wasn't going to work for me today. Just too many moving parts going on, and so what I decided I'd do is Ubuntu Studio 17.04 had come out, and so I wanted to just do a quick tour through Ubuntu Studio. And this is just going to be a quick distro that we have a look at so that we can figure out if this is something for you or not. It's one, I'm not like a super expert in everything in here. There's so many programs in here, I've never used them all, but there's enough programs in the content field that I've worked directly in. I can provide some decent comment on most of it once we get outside the audio, that is. So we're gonna have a look. At this. So what we're gonna do here is just have a quick look at their website, show you where to get the information, and from there we're just gonna go ahead and dive into it. We're going to keep the video nice and short today just because I'm so far behind schedule and everything, and I have so much more work I need to accomplish tonight. So we're just going to be quick, and then not sure exactly what I'm going to do tomorrow, but Wednesday, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, we are scheduling a Tinfoil Hat Time live looking at the EFF report on technology and privacy and education. That's going to be a not misser. I've been wanting to do that topic for a long time. Wasn't sure where to start. Was ecstatic to find that EFF has actually been studying the topic for a couple years now. So we'll be having a look through that document on Wednesday, and talking about a few other things in education. Some of the reasons I'm not in education much anymore directly, and so with that. The next thing I wanted to say is I do have the Patreon account now set up. It is not like fully, completely ready to go, but I have a start at it. I thought I may as well just go ahead there, get it up, get it started, and then we'll figure out how to fine-tune it as the days go on, and that's kind of what the goal is. So I'm at patreon.com/Tom M. So my last name's kind of hard to spell at times, and so Tom M, great. TOMM. We'll get you to my Patreon account. Of course, I have the Amazon affiliate account as well if you want to support the channel that way by shopping on Amazon and using the affiliate link. That helps us out as well. And, you know, I've outlined on Patreon some of the reasons I'm turning on some of those things. A lot of it boils down to I'd like to be able to spend more time on content, more time studying some of the things that we're doing, answer more questions in more detail. Unfortunately, I still have to keep a 9-to-5 job until, you know, until I get enough that I can cut back on my clients a little bit. The good news is in web design, you know, as Patreon ramps up, I can ramp down on that and slowly spend a little bit more time on this, and so we have that going. I am using one Patreon account for all of my different channels. Some of those, like I do Christian blogging. The blog has been established for a long time, although I've not written on it in about a year just because working on other things and finalizing a few other manuscripts. I have the cooking channel logo and stuff up there, but there's no content there yet. I should hopefully this week have the intro video done. But that's where you can go if you want to help support the channel. You can help us out in that arena. So with that being said, what we are going to do now is I'm going to figure out why is my OBS panel went weird on me. Oh well, we'll run with it. So here's the Ubuntu Studio website. So their homepage here, they'll walk you through everything. I believe they say that they are Linux for creative people, I think is what their tagline is. Something similar to that. You can get a 16.04 LTS, or you can run with the 17.04, which is the brand new one. The About here will give you some information about how the system works. And then the Feature Tour is just highlighting some of the software. So the software highlighted here is not by any means all of it. The audio, like I said, is the part I just don't know much about the audio. I don't do a whole lot of audio production. So I could maybe get some other people in here to talk about it, but there's, you know, virtual guitar amps, that sounds cool, jack sessions, audio programming, all this stuff. Most of the other areas I have a little bit more knowledge in. You can download either torrent or direct downloads in 64 or 32-bit. You'll see here you can get the 16.04.2 or the 17.04, and you can find some older releases as well. We're going to be running this exclusively as a live key. I've installed this enough over the years. In fact, I'll go ahead and card a video where I walk through installing this on an old computer to bring life back to that computer. Here is your support, including linking to some of the documents for some of the more major software in there. And if you would like to contribute, here is the various options over here for contributing. I don't see a quick donation button, but it might be there, or it might be under merchandising here. Merchandising, we're all about merchandising. So that is briefly Ubuntu Studio's website. So now we're going to, I gotta find more of my, there it is. I was finding that putting the distro in a window sometimes didn't always give me the best view, and so this here allows me to see all the menus and everything. So Ubuntu Studio is based on XFCE, giving a lightweight environment so that you can run everything else. There are a few different themes and things in here. It comes built here with a dark theme and the panel on the top. We're not going to mess with any of that. Mostly here we're just going to walk through looking at the software. And so clicking in here, you do have the favorites option, so you can add things to your favorites, so you can put all your most used software over there. Under your audio production, this is the panel that I know the least about, and so I know what, Kid 3 is what I use for audio tagging, so I have actually videos on how to use that platform. And there's other things in here. I have no idea what any of these guys are. If you guys know, leave them in the comments. Let us know. But definitely a lot of things in here for audio. The one I am most familiar with in here is Audacity. This is an excellent audio editor, cross-platform audio editor. Some people say it's a little complicated to use. I don't really think so. I think it's... I have Soundbooth. I've had Audacity. I don't use Soundbooth a whole lot, but it's part of my Adobe suite that I own. And using them both, they're about the same to me. Berserio, of course, for creating CDs and DVDs. That's a nice, easy program to use. And then there's a lot of other things in here that I haven't a clue. So that's the part I can't tell you a whole lot about. Moving on to graphic design. Graphic design, we do have a lot of interesting stuff in here to help us with selecting colors, organizing photos, things like that. Blender is a very nice 3D animation studio. In fact, my opening intro clip is all done completely in Blender. That was not done by anybody else. I didn't outsource it. It took me 3 days, but I did it in-house. Yeah, 3 days for that 6 seconds. But that's how long it takes to do some of this stuff. But this is, fully functioned. In fact, some gamers would usually use like 3ds Max. Well, you can use Blender just as well, actually. So that is an excellent program. That is also under your video, I think, because it is used for 3D video animations as well. They do have GIMP and Krita on here, so whichever one of those platforms you want to use for your video or for your image editing, more advanced image editing. We have MyPaint for simple image editing, and then we have some page and layout publication software as well. I'm not sure why. I'm pretty sure that the LibreOffice application is here, but I don't see it here at least. There is a nice application for that. We have an ebook viewer, etc. And actually some applications for raw photography. So if you do raw photography with professional cameras, you do have the options in there for those. Video production, of course, we already talked about Blender. I use Kdenlive for mine. I used to use use OpenShot, but when OpenShot did that update, it made some of the features, in my opinion, more complicated for what OpenShot should be. Like, OpenShot and Kdenlive are not the same class of video editor. OpenShot is more like Windows Media Maker or like Windows Live Movie Maker. It's very simple, has a lot of point-and-click GUI applications. With Kdenlive, there is a whole lot more features in here. In fact, I first used Kdenlive on my video where I was talking about opening up spam because I needed to have ways to easily blur small portions. And OpenShot, you could do it, not very easily. But Kdenlive has the built-in filters to do that kind of stuff. So Kdenlive is what I actually use. Some people have complained of stability issues. There were some stability issues with it, with Ubuntu-based and Linux Mint-based systems, I'd say about a year or two ago. Those have all been resolved with the additions. In fact, I think I started using this, I don't know, 3-6 months ago. And I absolutely, after I started using this, I'm not turning back. Kdenlive is just excellent. If you do need just something brief, though, something easy, OpenShot Editor, it is still good. And it is, like I said, though, this is a lot simpler system. And you'd use this for something basic for same type of thing you'd use for Windows Live Movie Maker. It's just not in the same class as some of the other ones. Why is it not closing on me? Close. Yes, kill it. Thank you. All right. I have never gotten, is it Pidvivi or however you pronounce this one? It's one I've looked at a couple of times, but I've never actually been able to successfully get it working right. Are you working, little bug? I should have reset my studio before playing with it. Okay, here we are. Does that affect the library? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Video editor. Yeah, that's a video editor. Like, yeah, I know it is. I've never gotten into this one, so I can't comment whether it's closer to Kdenlive or OpenShot. Let's see, subtitle editor, VocoScreen is a screen recording system. I'm not sure why they don't have things like Simple Screen Recorder or OBS in here. I'd figure that those would be good for video production, but they don't. CD and DVD burning utensils, and under your accessories, you just have your basic computer accessories, education, just your LibreOffice. And then, of course, if you need to go out and play some Minesweeper, play for days, you can do that. Under your internet, we have our Firefox, Pigeon, Thunderbird, and I have no idea what the Internet DJ console is. If anybody knows what that is, let me know. It does say you create your own live radio show or podcast. That might actually be kind of cool. I'd like to experiment with that a little bit. I know a friend of mine actually has a radio station, like a Christian radio station type thing. I think he runs it off of a Mac, I remember. Basic media players. Over here, under your Office, we have Calibri for ebook management. We have the dictionary, document viewer, another ebook viewer. I'm not sure what the difference is. I've never gotten into using computers for ebook management, so if anybody knows the difference between ebook viewer and Calibri, let me know. We do have the LibreOffice here. Looks like we don't have all of LibreOffice. It looks like there is a, I forget the name of which one it is that I use on my Linux Mint computer for like simple desktop publishing. I use one of these, and it's a LibreOffice program. I forget which one it is now, but I don't see that on here. Write your fiction here, manage writing. Ooh, I'm going to have to look at that writing projects. I have too many writing projects going on right now. I kind of want to get into there and look into that. Let's see. Under System, basic system tasks, system tools here. And then, of course, Ubuntu Studio information. Here's about XFCE, some studios, probably some help documents in here as well. So you're not stuck with just these applications. You can actually come in and install more software. So we can go ahead and boot up the installer. I want to see if Simple Screen Recorder or OBS is in the repository. I I know Simple Screen Recorder, you used to have to add the PPA to access it. Okay, so we do have Simple Screen Recorder here. Okay, this is one, I think this is from the Snap Store. This kind of concerns me. I think this was that part of Ubuntu, the latest Ubuntu, that I never really got into. It's just like, this made me concerned. Like, what is Ubuntu doing? Like, yeah, no, I don't want an account. So, but then what's happened with the software, with the Ubuntu Software Center, because the idea was to build this convergence thing, and then Unity 8, and then Snap packages on top of all this. So now Snap packages got thrown into here, and I didn't realize it, but now I got that, and it just doesn't give me any real indication which one's which. And that kind of makes me a little concerned, because it's like, I don't know. I don't want to create an account with my email address. That makes it feel like we're getting back into data logging. Ubuntu, what are you doing? Stop. Don't let me find my flames. Don't let me find my flames. Don't let me find my flames. All right. We're not finding the flames. All right, so there we can install Simple Screen Recorder. Let's see if OBS is in here. I've been pleased to see OBS and Simple Screen Recorder have been added to more and more repositories, so you didn't have to install them. It looks like we still don't have OBS here, so oh well. We can get Simple Screen Recorder at least. See where that's going to add it. Simple Screen Recorder shows up under video production. I'm not sure why that's not included by default. Is pretty frequently used. Also, I don't see cheese. You'd expect that as well. So that is the software applications that they have. Everything else is pretty much exactly like Ubuntu XFCE. Was it Xubuntu, I guess. So everything else, you can change your desktop settings here. They do have some fabulous wallpapers, which are excellent for the creative person in you. Oh, look at that. Nice. So on Ars Technica today, somebody built a Raspberry Pi, used a Raspberry Pi Mini and some Legos to build a really cool Mac with an actual LCD display. It was kind of cool. So I got to get back into looking at the Lego. Oh, look at that. That's cool. Really nice artwork in here for the desktops. It's one of the cool things is it really does stand out if you do want to use this for a good cross-platform creative studio. You have a lot of cool options. Various icons, etc. And let's go ahead and look what else we can do here. All right. So there's a nice, this is a nice, more modernish appearance here with XFCE in this. So you can do a lot of cool things. So everything else here is, like I said, just pretty much Ubuntu, XFCE. It's just built with a whole lot of different things. The download on this is 3.1 gigabytes, so take that into effect. So again, this is going to appeal to some people because some people will just want to install a thing and just be ready to go. This allows you to install it and just be ready to go. Some people might want to build with a bare bones minimalistic install and then just go ahead and add your just go ahead and add the packages that you need. Like for me, I'd probably not install OpenShot or PidVivi or however you pronounce that one. I'd put Kdenlive on here. If I did get into the need of running some more simple software packages like simple video editors, I might install OpenShot, but I kind of want it to be my choice. But the great news also about distros like this is it opens you up to things that you wouldn't otherwise know exist. Like, for example, I'm actually going to have a look at Plume Creator. I want to see what this is about. And this is cool because I'm encountering things that... So short story, short novel, novel, long novel. Okay. So I'm encountering a lot of software and doing these reviews that I might otherwise not use, because we tend to fall into things where we just fall into this the routine way of doing things. We don't think to look for new software. Like, I didn't know Krita existed until the other day, and I've been looking for a package like that. And so doing these types of reviews with these Linux distros that come with a lot of packages, to me, this is kind of neat because it gives me a chance to play with some things. So I'm kind of want to just look at this. Of course, when I'm doing things, this looks like maybe a French thing. Looks like not everything's all done in English, which is probably just fine. But there's notes, tools, acts, chapters. That's kind of cool. As a writer, I like seeing stuff like that. So now you'll get a chance to play with something else another time. But regardless, this has just been a real quick walkthrough here on Ubuntu Studio. Great platform if you're a creator looking for a Linux distro. This might be one to jump into, especially if you're kind of new to Linux, because it's ready to go. It doesn't take any terminal work or command line stuff. And it'll give you a chance to explore and experiment with some different Linux packages. And then you can narrow in on the things you want. In fact, if I'm remembering correctly, when you do the install of it, you can actually choose which packages you install. If I'm remembering correctly, you can say, like, if I don't do anything in audio production at all, but everything I do is in video and graphics, you can install just the video and just the graphics and pick and choose some software packages. I think I remember that being in this. It's been a good 6 months ago since I've done my last install on it, though, so we'll see. But regardless, this has been Ubuntu Studio. I hope that was helpful to you. And with all that being said, this has been Tom with another Switch to Linux. And once again, I'll let you know if you do like the channel and you like to support it. We do have that Patreon account up finally, and it's at patreon.com/TomM, TOMM. So thanks for watching, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.